Welcome to Dialogues from the President's Corner. I'm your host, Rosemary Pliven, alongside Dr. Lawrence Sarda, president of Greensboro College. We like to say often that the college is 100 steps away from downtown Greensboro. 100 steps from food, music, art, food, theater, shopping, food, sports, and did I mention food? People, especially our college students, like to hear about the food. Zack Matheny is CEO of Downtown Greensboro Inc. Hello and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you here. All right. So Zach, when you visit other places, other cities, what do you tell them about downtown Greensboro?
We're authentic. We were smart in our growth. We did it right. We didn't plow all our historic buildings. I think that's, an important aspect when people come see us, and that we're genuine. And quite frankly, right now, it's our time, and we got to take advantage of it.
So what do you mean by that?
With Toyota, Boom, Marshall Aviation, Publix, with A&T, Greensboro College being right here, all our universities and colleges, this is our time. We're still affordable, and we're gonna reap the benefit of probably some mistakes we made in the past. But that's okay, because it's our time to take advantage of it.
Since you're talking about time, can we go back just a tiny bit, or maybe a ways back, because people remember when you didn't go downtown. It wasn't a place that you went unless you had to work there, and there weren't a whole lot of businesses there. I mean, the government buildings were there, the law firms were there, and things like that. But then a few things happened that started to really change it. Can you talk about some of those?
I would say, going back to the authenticity aspect of downtown, the flight to Friendly Center. And then, Natty Green's just turned 21. Cheesecakes by Alex is about 21 years old. McCool's is about 21 years old. And so you started having some activity.
Stadium about that.
The Hoppers, that's where I started. So I'm dating myself, but Grasshoppers, First National Bank Stadium. So all of that is about 20 years old. And over the last 7 years, downtown Greensboro has seen over 64 million visits in that 7-year period. And just to put that in perspective, in 2024, we had 9.4 million visits. That's 1 million visits more than 2023. So it's happening, and it's our time.
And we like to hear that. And we things are happening at Greensboro College too. Dr. Sarda, talk a little bit about the proximity of downtown Greensboro. How do you think it really adds to the college experience here at Greensboro?
Yeah, Rosemary, it's really one of the key aspects of who we are as an institution. I mean, we talk about the last 20 years. The college has been here. We're beginning our 187th year downtown. It's a kind of the fabric of who we are. Even in admissions open houses, we really emphasize that, because occasionally I'll get a question from a parent. They are visiting other schools and they see cranes and they say, well, how come you're not building theaters or like a motel on campus or some new restaurants? And I can legitimately answer to say, because it's being done literally right next door to us. I've been here, I'm in my 16th year, but I've been able to be involved with things like the North Carolina Folk Festival, the Tanger Center, LeBauer Park, and everything else that's happening downtown. So we really do use it as part of our marketing. I mean, yes, you're on this small, very collegial, family-oriented campus. We look like a traditional Southern campus with the white columns and the brick, but we're 100 steps from everything going on downtown, connected by the Greenway, which is one step to the east.
Just
right
look
there.
down the hill.
Yeah,
exactly. It's right there. Yeah. Zach, Greensboro is a college town. 7 institutions in the city, 6 of them touching downtown Greensboro. How do you think schools like Greensboro College enhance the downtown experience?
I had a conversation this morning about that. I had a conversation yesterday I think I have a conversation about colleges and universities every day. And it's how to keep the brain trust from flying away. And then how do we activate spaces so that our college students want to be in that urban environment? And because if you get the young folks, the mature folks are going to want to come as well, because we want to be around young people, that energy. I was looking at a building yesterday, and I was sitting there thinking about our college students and said, they like to do something when they're having a beer or pizza or whatever they're doing. And I'm thinking about how to create an entertainment facility with like a putt-putt golf course, golf simulators, more bowling, and things for kids to do, students to do while they're talking. when we go out, we used to talk to each other.
Yeah.
They don't do that quite as much. They have to
Oh, yeah.
interact to talk to each other. And so thinking about how we can activate spaces that are otherwise underutilized
Mhm.
in the thought process of, will this bring our students downtown?
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that I do to think about the students and their economic impact.
Yeah, and then when they graduate, we hope that they'll stay here too.
And
Yeah.
then on the flip
Mhm.
side, I've got in meetings about jobs today.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we've got to have opportunities to have fun, but also to have employment. Students today, and y'all know this, are picking where they want to live
Mhm.
in hopes to have a job. And that is a great asset of over 50,000 students we have in the area that we've got to take advantage of.
And I would add to that, we really are concentrating on connecting college experience to career. You hear
Mhm.
that all the time. And part of that is internships. And yes, we have interns in Washington, D.C., and Atlanta, and Raleigh, and so on. But the ability to literally walk downtown to your internship is golden. And we have quite a few of these. We do kind of a monthly report on where all our interns and mentors and so on are working. And really makes it very, very advantageous for the student. Really does.
Let's talk about some of the things going on downtown. What are you excited about? I kind of have a list in front of me, but I'm going to let you start, and then I may ask you about some of these.
Well, I've said recently that progress can be painful. And we're going through that as we sit here today, just due to the amount of construction we've
Mhm.
got going
Yep.
on, including the Greenway.
hmm
But you give us 1 year from where we're here, and the Greenway is going to be complete. That is going to absolutely open people's eyes to how close Greensboro College is to downtown. It is downtown,
Mhm.
quite
It
frankly.
is, yeah.
And so when you get through that, what I'm most excited about is getting through some of these processes. I will tell y'all, probably the first week of June, we'll have two major announcements for two new economic development projects. And it is going to blow people's minds. The recent last week groundbreaking of the new $62 million AC hotel
Mhm.
with a rooftop restaurant, coupled with another $100 million that surround it with residential living. You know, when your parents, your students come to this campus and they're going to see a crane right
Right there.
there,
Right.
and you're going to be able to take them in 2 years' time to a rooftop restaurant, it's going to blow their mind.
Mhm.
And so, and I can keep going. You've got other things. The Pearl is going to come online in the first quarter, which is a music venue, comedy venue. Ziggy's is opening up actually tomorrow. We've got the Grand Music, and so we're giving people things to do and
Mhm.
enjoy. And so we've got some very exciting things on the horizon.
Well, let's talk about the News and Record site because I know as part of the Community Foundation Board, you've been involved with that, and that's something people just keep talking about. The News and Record site, downtown Greensboro, East Market Street.
I would tell you that we are going to grow west towards Greensboro College.
Mhm.
That growth is happening and is going to continue, especially with the school board. And as you go east and think about the 10 acres at the News and Record site, the world is right in front of us right there. And I have accepted numerous phone calls on the property. I have some really pretty pictures of what the possibilities could be, but it's really endless. And so I think you're going to see a development there that's very mixed use, that hopefully may have another hotel on it, may have an office building on it, certainly residential,
Mhm.
and then maybe a few other things that just add to the flavor that will bring folks downtown to enjoy it.
Flavor, food. I'm sure that's part of
Right.
it, right? We mentioned that earlier, I think. We were talking about cranes. There's a lot of cranes over by the Hopper Stadium at that Bellmead parking deck site. Yeah. What's happening there?
You know, I talked to the company that's demolishing that structure, and they said that it would take 8 months. Boy, in 2 weeks, they got about a half of it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would suspect that we'll have some good news on that site in the very near future.
With what is the perfect day in downtown Greensboro for you?
You know, it's really seeing the folks come down with their and just strolling. Maybe they're with friends, maybe they're with families. Recently, my son had his 15th birthday on a Sunday at Boxcar, and which is where a lot of college students go. And as we were driving up You had Boxcar was happening, South End was happening. There's different sections. The restaurants were packed. It was a beautiful day. The food truck festival was there,
Hmm.
which brought another 15,000 people. Tanger Center. It's just amazing to see the vibrancy occur. I want more
Hmm.
because we got to continue to grow. But the perfect day is just seeing the smiles on people's face and joy in downtown.
Yeah, Dr. Zardi, I mean, you literally live and work on opposite sides of downtown Greensboro. What do you enjoy most about downtown?
Well, I'd use an example just like Zach did with something I experienced 2 Fridays ago. We had a retirement party in our main building for two longtime faculty members. And afterwards, my wife and I decided, well, we'll go downtown. We're right
Hmm.
here. We'll just take Friday night and go downtown. There was a Grasshoppers game underway. There was an event at the Tanger Center. It was First Friday, so the downtown was alive. So often college campuses empty on weekends
Hmm.
unless there's a big game or something. And for Greensboro College, that never happens because literally downtown is alive every weekend. And we play into that whenever we possibly can. But Zach's right too. That example I used because of all the orange cones everywhere, it took a while for me to figure out where to
Right,
leave my car,
right.
which is a
Yeah,
good thing. Give it a year.
give it a year. All right. So how's the best way, Zach, to kind of keep up with everything going on, to find out about what's coming and how to be involved with all of that?
you know, Watch podcasts like this.
Hmm.
You might pick up a tidbit or two that makes you think about going to downtowngreensboro.org's website, following us on Instagram, Facebook, following the city of Greensboro.
Hmm.
They get a lot of it. Anywhere, just kind of where you get your news. Things are going to come out. And if you're paying attention, you're going to get really excited about what is getting ready to transpire, especially again, right here at Greensboro College and Market Street. You're going to have a beautiful piece of
Yeah,
artwork.
Oh, I can't
right
wait
there.
to
Yeah.
see it. Yeah.
And I mean, the AC Hotel is going to begin construction. So I would just stay tuned, follow Greensboro College, downtowngreensboro.org, the city of Greensboro, Triad Business Journal, News and Record, and just pay attention.
Yeah, just come visit. Come visit us here at Greensboro College. Take a walk downtown, or vice versa. Head
Well,
downtown and
and as
visit
the
us at
Greenway gets
Greensboro.
completed, which is imminent, I mean, what
Yeah.
was a semi-abandoned railroad track that we had to help kind of clean up
Hmm.
is now going to be a multi-million-dollar greenway. So, working on our own plans as to how we reorientate campus that faces Market Street today to still face Market Street, but kind of do the pivot and face downtown because it's right there.
It's right
What I
there.
tell you, the Weaver Educational Center is slated to be
Right.
replaced.
Hmm.
That's going to create a tremendous opportunity for downtown and Greensboro College to connect even further.
Right.
And so there's just ample opportunity. It's fun.
There are a lot of reasons to be excited.
I love my job.
Zach, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate your time. Once again, the website, downtowngreensboro.org. You can follow them on social media, Instagram and Facebook. And we want you to keep up with all the good things happening at Greensboro College too. Follow us online at Greensboro College is our handle for Instagram and Facebook, and online at greensboro.edu.